Hey there, Internet people. It's Chris again, the founder of Cary Spotlight, a hyperlocal email newsletter in Cary, North Carolina. We got 40 days to go to the anniversary edition of Cary Spotlight, and we're counting down the weeks. This is week 13. Let's see how we did in week 13 with our newsletter. Okay, here we go. We have local business spotlight coming up. We have shout out to the military and Miss USA is an Air Force officer, so that's a story that I'm definitely going to tell because I got a military background, 20 years Navy. And let's see, we got some two sports stories coming up. All right, we got our hook, our trivia question, and oh, this is something new. So this is a new thing that we've been doing that we still do, and I thought it was the correct thing to do. We got some things wrong in the previous editions, and people pointed it out. We corrected it, and we actually use that as a thing, as content to publish in the newsletter. So actually endears you to people because you're not hiding your mistakes. You're willing to acknowledge that. So we have a local business spotlight here, and we added their address because they have physical location, as well as links to the website. And yes, so got our two new questions here where we ask people of their awareness level and whether they'll support. So that's good. Two sports stories, and here is our new "How long have you lived in Cary?" Reader poll, and this is because of feedback where on the previous poll that only went up to 10 plus years, there were people that were, saying, oh, I've been in Cary 30 years, 60 years, 64 years. So we made the list more detailed so we could actually see where our audience is. Majority of our audience is more than 10 years. So being able to stretch this out actually gave us a better insight into the average number of years people are in the area that are following us. So that's pretty cool. We're still trying the engagement posts, and now we're putting them 4 here. So these are repeats, and we can get people to give us their information. We're still doing the 3-day rolling event calendar, making fun of Dallas Cowboys. It's always a good thing as a Pats fan. So the next day, okay, pickleball. Pickleball is pretty big. It's picking up in the area because of the weather, and there's a lot of active seniors in our area, so that's pretty cool. So this is our wellness edition. So we're starting off with pickleball. What is pickleball? For those who don't know, obsession with pickleball, health risk alert, and we got our book recon. So that's very interesting. So there you go. We got a little video that we can embed, tell people about pickleball. A link to a resource that shows the 12 most popular pickleball course in Cary. So that's pretty cool. And the time change is coming. So we're talking about seasonal affective disorder change when you change the clocks, how that affects people. Effective diet pills. So that's there. And we did a little chiropractic video here. I think we only did this once, but it's there. We did a book recon in 2 events instead of 3 for space saving. And then the next day we go back to our usual. We go into safety, crime, that kind of stuff. So this has got an environmental health story. We have volunteers responding to the winter chill, helping people out. We have another local business spotlight here. And so, again, we repeat that question because the more people get an opportunity to answer it, the better the quality of our data. So we have that, 2 local stories. We have local business spotlight, not a physical location, so we only put the website. And we got our 2 sports stories, and now we're expanding on the schools that we cover. We got Cary High, Panther Creek, and Green Level. That's schools that are available for streaming, so that people can check that out. The games coming up for the week, and the end is about the same as usual, so that's pretty cool. Let's see here. On Friday, Morrisville Lottery. Okay, that's a positive story. Morrisville is a town right next door to Cary, so this is kind of a neighbor. Um, Cheese. Backyard cottages. So this is a information piece for people to know that the town is considering changing regulations to allow people to put backyard cottages. So that's something that we've definitely got people's opinion on. So here is the style now where we have a topic that's a little bit controversial, and then we ask people their opinion on the idea or the concept in the story. So we got that going, and we got two sports stories as usual, and our events, two events, a funny picture, and then we're out. And then here we're going talking about Wake Tech, it's a local college, a technical college, helping students get new skills. Talking about road safety. This is related to a story earlier in the year by a young person who got run over by a motor by a car at that intersection, and so we were talking about that. So the fallout from that, the changes that were made to that location, and here we actually give feedback in our real talk section where we actually give the data on the story we had the week before about damage to the park, and we put this as user generated content, and we just put their feedback there and give people another chance to give their feedback. Local two sports stories and events and comedy at the end. Now we play around with the placement of this, and you'll see now we tend to put this at the top of the newsletter. But yeah, we are always experimenting. Now we're at our specialty edition, the Discover edition. We're talking again about stories that happen at the airport. RDU is our main airport in the area. We're continuing with the culinary adventures because that's what people said they were interested in, and we chose a different location based on another poll where people were asked to pick the countries that they would look forward to traveling to. And then we also focus on a local site that people can discover and visit. So there's a lot of new people in our area as well, new people on our subscriber list. So we want to make sure they have some stuff that they can go out and discover in town. So that's why we got the Discover Cary section. And we not only that, we included a map. So that's also something new that we're doing so people can actually go from their phone and get directions directly. Continue the cruise ship series. And this is our local guy. This is a local celebrity junior chef. He has a channel. He's creating content. So we put the recipe here, and it's a link to his reel where he's making this particular dish. You can follow along. So we got that, and so that was pretty cool. And now we're also adding a much more fun engagement survey about the tasty trend, whether people are interested, whether they like the recipe. So this one is the first version of this. There's going to be another one coming up based on people's response to the recipe. So that's that one. And then we end our editorial week, as always, with the real estate edition. This kind of anchors us. Here we still have the weather. Currently, we don't do the weather anymore. Just kind of gives us more flexibility in getting this edition created in advance. So that's a tip that you can have for that. and we got our mortgage tip. We got that from a local mortgage broker. So we kind of summarized their blog and gave attribution for that. So that's pretty neat. We can do that. We can amplify and get eyeballs on other people's content. So that's it. That's the end of this week. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow on our next review.